The modern world we see today is the combined result of all these civilizations. Mesopotamia. Around 3500 BC, the world's first major civilization appeared. It was located between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. In present-day Iraq, the land was incredibly fertile, so farming flourished. More food meant more people, and more people meant the world's first cities. The people who built them were called the Sumerians. As their cities grew, keeping track of everything became impossible, so they invented one of the world's first writing systems, cuneiform. At first, it wasn't used for stories. It was used for trade, taxes, and business records. Mesopotamia also gave us the wheel, one of the earliest written law codes, called the Code of Hammurabi, and advanced mathematics. In fact, our 60-minute hour and the 360-degree circle both trace their origins back to Mesopotamia. After thousands of years, different empires ruled the region, until the Persian Empire conquered Babylon in 539 BC. But by then, civilization had already spread. Ancient Egypt, around 3100 BC, a new civilization emerged along the Nile River. In present-day Egypt, unlike most rivers, the Nile flooded almost every year. That made farming incredibly reliable, which made Egypt rich. Egypt was ruled by powerful kings, known as pharaohs. They were considered living gods. The Egyptians built the Great Pyramids, the Great Sphinx, and massive temples that still amaze engineers today. They also developed hieroglyphics, a 365-day calendar, and surprisingly advanced medicine. Many doctors today still recognize some medical practices first recorded by the Egyptians. Another fascinating tradition was mummification. They believed preserving the body would prepare a person for the afterlife. For over 3,000 years, Egypt remained one of the world's greatest civilizations. But in 30 BC, after the death of Cleopatra VII, Egypt became part of the Roman Empire. Its kingdom ended, but its monuments became immortal. Indus Valley Civilization. Around 3300 BC, another remarkable civilization appeared along the Indus River in present-day Pakistan and northwestern India. Its biggest cities were Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro. At first glance, they don't seem very impressive, but look closer. Their streets were built in perfect grids. Homes were made from standardized bricks. Many even had private bathrooms connected to underground drainage systems. Thousands of years later, many cities still struggled to match that level of sanitation. The Indus people were also skilled traders, trading with Mesopotamia and nearby regions. But here's the mystery. Unlike Egypt or Mesopotamia, no one knows who ruled them. No giant palaces, no massive statues of kings, no written records we can read. Around 1300 BC, the civilization slowly disappeared. Most historians believe climate change, changing river systems, and declining trade all played a role. But no one knows the full story. And that's what makes the Indus Valley Civilization one of history's greatest mysteries. Ancient China. Around 2070 BC, another great civilization began to rise. Along the Yellow River, in present-day China, floods often destroyed farms, so the people built massive irrigation systems. Over time, small kingdoms became powerful dynasties. Unlike many ancient civilizations, China didn't disappear. It kept evolving for thousands of years. China changed the world through invention. It gave us paper, printing, the compass, and gunpowder. Without paper, books wouldn't have spread as quickly. Without the compass, long-distance sea travel would have been far more difficult. Gunpowder eventually changed warfare forever. China also produced silk, a luxury so valuable, it created the famous Silk Road, one of history's greatest trade routes. Parts of the Great Wall were also built to defend the empire from invasions. Even today, Chinese inventions remain part of everyday life. Ancient Greece. Around 800 BC, a different kind of civilization appeared on the Balkan Peninsula. Greece wasn't one united empire. It was made up of independent city-states. The two most famous were Athens and Sparta. Athens became the birthplace of democracy, where citizens could vote on important decisions. Sparta chose a different path. It became one of history's most powerful military societies. Greece also produced some of history's greatest thinkers, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Their ideas still influence philosophy, science, and education today. The Olympic Games also began in Greece in 776 BC and continue more than 2,700 years later. But Greece spent years fighting among itself. That made it weaker. In 1146 BC, it was conquered by Rome. Its empire ended, but its ideas spread across the world. Ancient Rome. According to tradition, Rome was founded in 753 BC. It started as a small city, but grew into one of history's largest empires. At its peak, Rome controlled much of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. The Romans built thousands of miles of roads. Many survived for centuries. They built aqueducts to carry fresh water into cities. They perfected concrete, built the Colosseum, and created a legal system that still influences many countries today. The Roman Empire reached its greatest size under Emperor Trajan. But ruling such a massive empire became difficult. Political corruption grew, the economy weakened, and repeated invasions pushed Rome closer to collapse. In 476 AD, the Western Roman Empire finally fell, but Rome never truly disappeared. Its language, its laws, its architecture, and even its ideas still shaped the modern world. The Maya civilization, around 2000 BC, a remarkable civilization began to grow. In the dense rainforests of Central America, the Maya didn't build one giant empire. Instead, they built dozens of powerful city-states, like Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza. The Maya became masters of astronomy. They could accurately predict solar eclipses, track the movement of planets, and create incredibly precise calendars. They also developed one of the few complete writing systems in the Americas and made major advances in mathematics, including the use of zero, centuries before it became common in Europe. Around 900 AD, many major Maya cities were abandoned. Historians believe drought, war, and food shortages all played a role, but the Maya people never disappeared. Millions of their descendants still live across Mexico and Central America today. The Aztec civilization. The Aztec Empire began in 1325 AD in central Mexico. Their capital was Tenochtitlan, built on an island in the middle of a lake. At the time, it was one of the largest cities on Earth. The Aztecs built floating farms, called chinampas. These farms produced enough food to feed hundreds of thousands of people. The Aztecs also became a powerful military empire, expanding their territory through conquest. But in 1519, Spanish explorer Hernán Cortés arrived. The Spanish formed alliances with the Aztecs' enemies. European diseases like smallpox spread rapidly, and in 1521, the Aztec Empire fell. Today, Mexico City stands on the ruins of Tenochtitlan,